Oh.
I feel like something's different.
What's up, baby?
How you doing?
Hi. Welcome.
Our fathers taught us not to be ashamed of our dicks.
Welcome to the Plumes of Hazard.
We're a new vape show.
Something. Yeah.
We're very
Class 09 is running late, and we don't know how to start the show.
I'm vaping Fagano.
We don't know how to start the show without Mass. I hope he gets here soon.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah,
I just refilled my embellishment.
This is Fubaka.
Suck my nuts.
And the Angstful Vapor. And I'm understudy.
Suck my nuts.
And I don't really know what to do. Oh, hey. He's here? Or is he here? I can't tell. I'm confused.
Chat took a shit. Chat took a shit. Chat took a shit. Yeah, boy. Somebody.
Welcome everybody to tonight's What the Fuck My Password Is Right, Plumes of Hazard. I am
yeah, boy.
We already did this.
What?
We already did this. You're late.
Did what? No, I'm not.
We said hi already.
9/11.
Awkwardly. Although I did notice when you came in, Fu left, so I'm guessing that's Trump's new immigration policy.
What?
Tag teaming, that's in his policy.
Only one Mexican on YouTube at a time, or only one brown person on YouTube at a time?
Yeah, only one at a time. I'm actually not Mask Blast 09. I'm Mask Blast 08. His hermano, and Mass has been deported. The La Migra is looking for him. So if you know where he's at, please let him know.
You do bear a striking resemblance, as according to Danny Boy, if Mass Blast 09 got in a fight with a weed whacker.
Well, I mean, that happens on a weekly basis, but
so here's what happened. On Thursday of last week, Mass Blast 09 went overseas to the Ideal Ohm show, and you can go and catch that episode over there. Well, apparently, he's got his green card and passport, leaves, can't come back in. Kind of like when you forget your keys, you lock yourself out. So what do? You jump the fence to get to the backyard. So,
I love the chat references, man. I think I have to go with Illuminati confirmed. You clearly don't vape anymore since you no longer have a beard.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Legal.
That's true. People actually think so. Well, there you go. Here's the worst part about all this with the beard. So I'm I was at a place of business today, and I see that one guy behind the counter vapes, and he tells me that this other guy vapes and all this, and I'm like, oh, that's awesome. I'm like, I say, what juice and what milligram? And he tells me, and I was purchasing something from him, and he tells me that he'd been smoking for about 20 years and has been vaping for about 2. So I was like, awesome. He had a 26650 device. I don't remember what it was. And so I'm like, we got a juice line that nobody knows about. It's Poe. And I said, yeah, our mugs are on it, So here I go, scrolling down through all of our faces, and we get to mine. He's
Which one's yours?
he's like, what? I'm like, shit. Out of all the times to not have my fucking beard, here we go. I'm like, yeah, my face is on it. I usually don't look like that. I look like a terrorist. So, anyways, yeah, it was good. So I'm gonna get some samples and bring some of them to these guys, and really cool. And so I'm sitting there, and not to get off on a tangent because I know y'all want to hear 15 minutes of angsty talk, but I'm sitting there, and one of the guys is like, he's like, yeah, I used to work for this shop, and I know the local shop, and he goes, yeah, he's like, my buddy Arlo, he's got this crazy ass box, man. He's like, you take this laptop power supply and you plug it in. I was like, and I had already told the one guy that I was dealing with about the Mass Mods Mini, and he just looks at me and he looks at him, and I go, yeah, that's the.
Yeah,
and
that's my shit,
like,
motherfucker.
The guy goes, yeah, it's a little thing like this big. He just plugged it in the wall, fucking blowing clouds. I'm like, so the guy, he looks it up. He pulls it up on his computer and he shows the guy. He's like, holy shit, that's you. I'm like, yeah, that's me. So
I'm not schmuck.
I'm
That's
like,
cool. You got one local.
Yeah. And I remember the guy that got it. He actually worked at one of the first juice bottling manufacturers down here in the Central Florida area. I mean, this is probably like 4 or 5 years ago. So they had their location, they had their bottling facility. They must have been doing something with either essential oils or something like that before, because back then that's a lot of money, and the juice game was not, at the parabola peak. So
boobs were not quite perky yet.
Yeah, there you go. So, and then I'm glad Mooch is in here, because then another guy comes by. He goes, yeah. He's like, weren't you the guy that they hated at the shops? And I'm like, as far as I know, I got along pretty well with everybody. He's like, yeah, but you were bitching about the batteries. I'm like, yeah, that would have been me, And he says now, back then they'd just sell you whatever, So some of the, these guys had been around for a little bit. So I don't know. It was kind of cool to hear and see, since, vaping is dying and all that. So
they look at you and be like, "Oh, hey, you're a somebody."
Somebody. The guy was like literally looking at me like this, and then he got in and left.
Dude, I found out last night, and I did not know this, that there are still tube mods being made in late 2016. So apparently, vaping is not dead.
Hey, we're still making Titans. Shit.
Yeah, but Titans have been around forever. Tube mods.
Tube mods.
Dude, tube mods never died. I imagined this a while ago, like the whole comp scene and all that, like meets a go-to.
And I got a message. From.
Oh yeah, delayed posthumous because I opened it before the show, but I have a peach monster rehab.
You're fucking. What are you doing? Drinking that shit now? So
because I get a piss caffeine.
I get a message to my Mass Blast account that says, I thought you weren't vaping. And I'm like, what? What? And I'm like, I literally reply, WAAAT ? The fuck? And the person replies back, I don't know if they're watching now. The person replies back, I saw you vaping. I thought you weren't vaping. And I'm like, who is this? LOL, And they're like, I saw you vaping on the Ideal Home Show. I'm like, well, yeah. It was fucking 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Right.
I vape during the day, and they're like, oh.
Let me explain time zones to you.
Mass, don't you understand that you have a responsibility to vape on this show?
Yeah, like what the fuck? Like, so what if I'm not vaping at night or vaping during the day? Who the fuck cares? These people, man.
It means you're a poser, mast.
I'm a poser. Yeah. There
you have a responsibility to vape on this show.
You're not upholding your obligation to the cause, man.
I know. Whatever. So, anyways, sorry for the delay.
You didn't,
had problems.
You never sold any of your like wholesaled any of the minis locally, did you?
I sold not wholesale to any of the shops, but when we went to the local vape meets that got huge and out of control, I did sell some local.
Oh, okay.
To actual people that were at the meet. Yeah, but it wasn't, I mean, probably at the most like 8 or 10. So most all of them were sold through DB Liquids and Craving. So
this was back in the day when Josh was Vaporator.
Yes. Well, it's funny because the guy goes, he's like, yeah. He's like, I think he got it from Josh. And I'm like, no, he didn't get it from Josh. And I remember, and when he said the guy's name, I remember who he was. And it's because the guy, worked at the counter at this bottling place and at the front area. And, he was always there. So he wanted something to plug in. So, but yeah. So there you go. So I don't know, maybe a little birdie. I shouldn't even say this because we're going to get destroyed, but we'll just leave it at a little birdie.
Somebody just asked in chat. ATL just asked about the ModMaker 510. You haven't tried one of those, have you?
The ModMaker.uk 510s? No. Well, are they talking about the squonking ones?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Aren't those?
I think he does both. Yeah.
So the squonking one I have maybe seen, maybe not seen in person, and from what I hear, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, it looks
so.
Nice.
There's also, and I'm not sure if it's the same people working on it, but there's a guy by the name, he's on ECF, G Deal, and he's the guy who designed the 3D printed squonker, and he's been working with a few people to perfect that 510 bottom feeder, and I think they got it. I'm not sure if it's out yet, but Titan Squonk, yeah. Welcome to Everyday Questions. Everyday Questions for 500. So yeah, the problem with the Titan Squonk is we're not going to 3D print no shit box and sell it, that market with the squonkers that are out there is pretty saturated right now. So
yeah,
what are you talking about? You could just fit just a super soft, just like right.
Yeah, take one battery out and go. Yeah. So
ooh, what else?
Yeah. Ooh, what else? So yeah, and I didn't know where the intro was, so I just started playing all kinds of random shit.
Yeah, boy.
We need to get Corey to redo the drum intro because Corey has lost about 250 pounds and
he's lost to Corey.
He's lost to Corey. Yeah, I'm so proud of him. That's serious work right there. So, but
I feel like it's not going to be as good the second time around.
Well, you never know.
I don't know, man. That night was special. He was on some shit, man. He was feeling it. He was feeling it.
Yeah. What? Oh boy! Somebody gets squirrely in their panties when they think about Titan Squonk. Sensual concepts.
Yeah, W said, how many dukes did he lose? Several.
He lost some fucking serious dukes. So, and it depends. Was a duke used by a certain person in the vape community that likes to put cheese and fries inside of their duke? If that's the case, he lost 2 dukes. When you got poutine up in your fucking duke.
If they put the magnets in back, that wasn't a duke, but it's still applicable.
No. That's okay. So what they've explained that to me as apparently the polar vortex mixes upside down when you go overseas. So north is south and south is north. So I can understand how a certain person got confused and put the magnets in backwards. It happens.
Mm-hmm.
It's because he's on the other side of the world, clearly.
Yeah.
I hope he listened to the Insane Clown Posse. They would have explained it to him.
So to the Ideal Ump Show, fuck you. There's your timestamp. Those fucking bastards. I'm sitting there and I had a doctor's appointment and I see that the posts go up and I'm like, huh. let's go troll these fuckers. So I get in chat, and I start mouthing out to Craig, and he's like, sends me the link. I was like, you don't want me to come in there. He's like, yeah, we do. So, I was sitting in chat and I'm tapping. I'm like, what? You guys got Dean the Vaping Biker to come in here? And it was, what's his name with a flannel shirt and glasses. And so we had a good laugh. So they were baiting me to say stuff. I'm like, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah. They were. I watched.
I'm like, so this, I was like, I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone. Our show just got uglier hosts. They're talking a weird ass language that I don't fucking understand, and they're saying the same news as us. I'm like, what's going on? So,
speaking of whom,
and Craig's got the zipper front jeans.
Well, Craig was on like crisp 1920 by 5,000.
Yeah, dude. He built himself. Yeah, he built himself a new rig.
I'm like, what the hell? And then John is like in potato mode.
It's true. It's true. It was cool. I mean, because we've been hanging out with Craig for years, and he's always been total potato camp. That's just the way Craig is.
It's like, what iteration of middle-aged Jason Statham does he look like today? Fuzzy, and then.
But he is sending. I asked him to send a box of proper English tea. I'm looking forward to this because we'll see how it gets made with Texas water.
Great.
The first thing I noticed when I was in their chat, I'm like, holy shit, you guys got more people in here before the show starts than we do the whole show. They're all like, ooh, what else? So, yeah.
Hey, Foo.
What you got there, Sean? Nail clippers? I'm just kidding. I know you don't have any nail clippers.
Hi, Angsty.
What's up? What are you vaping on?
The usual. Mr. Purple. With a Goon, with Valentine, with that tip, because Jess gets my Titan.
Yeah. Ooh, what else?
What else? We got the limo.
The limo? Like
we got the limo.
Yeah, it's the name of the
Finding Limo is a squonker with the special door. See,
English tea plus Texas water equals zombie apocalypse. That's probably true.
Maybe.
We got piston here on the Malsiger. We have a Narda. An evade with the Balschmiant.
A cute little evade.
Just another reference. Just how adorable this thing is. This is an 18650 next to it. It's fucking insane. This is literally like the first setup I can front pocket, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that when I first talked about this, but it's a front pocketer. I could put this in sweatpants and not worry about them falling down, because you know how easy sweatpants can fall down.
Yes.
So, yeah, cool. Angsty.
ATL just said that he remembers somehow that I know John Graham and that we should have a knife maker on the show. Holy shit, how much fun would that be?
Yeah.
Doesn't he hate vaping though?
He does kind of hate vaping though. I don't.
We could all slit our wrists with his knives.
I don't. That was
there. You go.
3 or 4 years ago when I met him. So maybe he's changed his tune since. I'm not sure.
It doesn't matter. Just have Sean talk to him for 5 minutes about vaping. He'll be fine because vaping's dead. Either that or he'll put him to sleep.
Well, Sean's got knives.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He gets it. Sean doesn't even vape anymore.
That's you, Mast.
He's gonna shave tomorrow.
That's not true.
And look even younger than me. He's gonna look 12.
That's why the first part's not true.
13.
I don't think I've shaved since I was pre-20.
I know, and it took you that long to grow the beard. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's been a little over 3 years since I've been buttery smooth.
Really?
It's been a while because anytime I've cut off my beard, I never bladed. I just cut it off with a trimmer and then.
I've seen you get trimmed like short, but not off.
It's been probably like 5-6 years for me. Been a while. So
I think the next time I do
exfoliate every now and then, I'm sure.
Honestly, like the next time my face gets shaved, I'm not doing it. I'm going to my barber. I can't be bothered to at this point.
I just read some of the comments from up top. They're like, "Oh damn, fucking job interview." No job interview. I love eating ice cream. I am not looking to do anything else.
So I actually tried a Ben and Jerry's flavor over the weekend.
Which one did you try?
Everything but the.
Oh yeah, everything but the. That's really good. That's got.
I don't remember. Actually, wait.
I'm not gonna tell you.
It's still in my garbage can. Wait, let me read it. It's actually right next to me. A collision of chocolate and vanilla ice creams mixed with peanut butter cups, fudge-covered toffee pieces, white chocolatey chunks, and fudge-covered almonds. Okay.
Hold on.
I mean, I was gonna.
Cat Dunley says when you shave, you look like Dweezil Zappa.
Me or him?
Yeah, you.
You know, it's funny. That's not the first time. That is definitely not the first time I've heard that. Because I traditionally when I cut off my beards, I do the shave down. I do the I do the shave down. And
I can read you. I can probably look at the. You still have the container.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the last ingredient, and I'll say what it is, and you say if I'm right or wrong. Corn maltodextrin. Right, wrong?
Right.
Okay, and look at the first
ingredient. But then it says may contain
wheat and other tree nuts.
And these nuts.
I know. Well, those nuts are my nuts, so they have to put that. They have to put that.
Okay. That said, the toffee pieces.
What's wrong?
I wasn't feeling them.
Oh, are they too big?
Nah, I just feel like it didn't belong with the rest of with the rest of what was going on there.
You know, fun fact: everything but the kitchen sink has everything. Everything but it has everything but anything healthy in it. So I believe that for just
honestly, if they put
there's 4 servings in that. If I'm correct, right? 4 servings. Yeah. I think that the calorie range is around 300 and something. So
I don't even want to check, but yeah.
So you're looking at over 1,000 calories if you pound that fucker, and I guarantee you pounded it.
I couldn't. So. I can't.
Oh, okay. Well, the good thing is it's got 25 grams of fiber. So
there you go.
There you go.
It's history fiber? Now.
Is that all the D's nuts in it or what?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's cool.
So, yeah, it's not bad, but then you got
dish soap in a clogged drain.
You got to remember it's got 60 milligrams of cholesterol in 1 serving.
That's all good. I eat 3 eggs every day. Holla at you, boy.
There you go. So, you got any? Yeah, and in chat, you got any questions about Ben Jerry's ice cream? Let me know. I wish I could send you samples, but by the time they got there, they'd be frozen. Unless you live in fucking Connect Stan where everything's frozen. Dude, you should see my fucking power bill with that damn freezer. Dude, it's ridiculous. It's been like 89, 90 degrees out here.
Does your freezer look like the one from the Goonies that had the dead body in it and then all the ice cream that Chunk finds?
Yep.
So there's a dead body in there.
No, I don't have a dead body. I have 2 carcasses. I got 2 deer.
Is one of them Mrs. T Bakery?
And what else? You're fucking digging in that closet, aren't you?
Late for the show every now and then because he's very chatty.
What?
You're very chatty when you're all amped up to get home, and you're all like you want to talk. It's great. I love it.
Oh, I'll shut up. I'll be like Sean.
Wait, Duro wants to know what the fuck do you do with the ice cream factory? He mentioned this a while ago. He tests flavors.
Click on me. I test flavors for Ben Jerry's. You basically not really test the flavors, but I test the ingredients that go in. So basically, you take the ice. You take the ice cream tub just like you would get it at the store, and you cut it in half, and you dissect
my dress
to make sure that everything's correct in there. So like
Properly
when you get the I used to weigh like $120 soaking wet, and I mean look at me now. But when you cut the peanut butter ones in half, like the peanut butter fusion that's got a core peanut butter, there is a core of peanut butter straight up and down. Yeah.
That's how they save the planet, dude. They took a ship right to it.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to get crazy with the wife, you basically poke a hole in the bottom, and on the top you stick your dick in there. Never mind.
Wait, you can't say never mind after you.
No, dude. That's the mass. You're mixing it up with chocolate therapy.
That's got no chocolate in it. That's peanut butter.
That's doo-doo, baby.
So,
hey, hold on. Let's finish the vaping segment because that was we started that like 15 minutes ago.
Sorry.
It's okay. Tonight I have the Art and Mud, the Narda bell cap open on top. Inside is rail cracker, as per always. Billbucks Rev 4 Exocet Abolishment. And just like last week, I'm still rocking my my Melody box that's got the Narda on top, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. And there's Get Pissed in that one. And last but not least, I actually got some vape mail today. My NV Fit showed up. My replacement one showed up today. So I'm definitely kind of doing a little tootle puffing on that as well.
Is that a breathalyzer device made by Razer?
Wait, I straight up wanted to what? The Fit? Like you have a Fitbit, like you put in your pocket, tracks your steps?
It's that's bright.
Oh damn, son.
Yeah, yeesh, that's bright.
That's white.
It's NV.
That's KKKY right there. Who comes up with this shit?
Oh, what else?
What else?
The fucking scorecards that we got going on here are just awful.
That's still really bright.
What? This dude's talking about Tooney's talking about a sore jaw.
Whoa.
Whoa. Hey.
Whoa.
He's telling
what kind of Tooney? What kind of Russians are you modifying?
She's telling that to Cat Dumpling too. He's trying to get some.
Sean, what you got?
Dia Narda Abolishment.
Mm-hmm.
And JMFD, Narba, and Get Pissed.
Ooh, JMFD.
I'm actually glad it took a while because I was rebuilding the Narba.
You look very concentrated a minute.
What took a while?
You guys rambling.
There you go. Why don't you go build another Addy? Okay, why don't you go fucking...
You need to mute yourself, Angsty, because all I hear is you bastard.
Go build another Addy, Sean. We'll keep rambling.
Oh, come on. we can deb if you want. You want to just do the neutral stare?
I'll take it up.
Well, hey, Sean, if you roll your sleeves down and cover your face, you blend right into your couch.
Perfect.
Be like, oh, you know what you should do? You should just put your Iron Man mask on.
There you go.
Hey, Ahmed, what you vaping on?
Well, I have a Titan, Mr. Purple Titan. Mr. Purple Titan with and the purple tip on the Jess pick because she knows my Titan. We got Valentine in there.
I totally thought Ahmed hadn't gone yet. Well, hey,
went first, but
I got the limo. Fuck you, HD. I'm doing good. Fuck you.
You see him mute him. You cannot keep a straight face when you got a fucking Texans going.
Yeah, you're OD laughing there, man. You can do some Motley shit.
Rest of the show.
So I got the limo. We got the Mulciber, Element Tip. We got Get Pissed in there. Then we got the Narda on the page. Just let me show you just how tiny and adorable this thing is. This is next to an 18650.
I totally wanted to keep my kid up late and have her bust in like the fucking newsman and go, have my wife come and yank her out. I had it all planned out.
Flip. I love
Oh my god,
That was so fucking funny. Like you could tell he wanted to like throw something at one of his kids. Like,
Yeah.
Fuck out!
The little kid, the walker is what got me. The one kid just toddled in, that was fine. But the kid rolling into the walker like, sup?
It's like, Daddy trying to make more money to buy you more walkers.
dude, fucking died when I saw that. Can we show it? We should show it. I'll show it at the end of the show. How about that?
How about that? Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say she's gonna bust in like the Kool-Aid Man. Like,
No, I told her, put some socks on and slide up in here, and then
Can we get a viewer highlight in chat real quick? One of my favorite alts in the chat, Foo's future ex-wife.
yeah,
it's been in here a few times.
Yeah. I like that one.
I have no idea who it is, but it's funny every time.
Well, we can get top men on it.
Top.
Spinning top men.
So speaking of tube mechs, because I'll go ahead and I'll kick off the news. If you've been around the old vape game for a while, you probably recognize the name GP Paps. Paps been around for a long time, and they've been making really quality stuff for a long time. So apparently the TPD over in the Europe is screwing with them a little bit, and they decided to clear out some of their existing stock. They're not going out of business; they're just changing over to things that are TB compliant. But in order to do that, they are clearing
sell a bunch of dope mechs at a discount.
Yeah, dude. So Sean will likely affirm this because I think he has historically said that the GP Peps X has got the nicest button for a mech.
Generally, all their mechs are pretty great.
Yes, but even the regular ones, which I've used, are fantastic.
On any mech I've ever used.
So if you roll down, I have literally no use, not one tiny little use for a tube mech that doesn't squonk. Comma but. They have got the Paps X is 69 euros. And if you've never seen one of these things, it's like kind of like one of their top nicest one. It comes with that tubes to do 350, 490, or 650, and all of them with a kick.
That brushed polish switch finish is awesome too.
It's gorgeous. It's absolutely beautiful.
Those guys have consistently, and now I use the disclaimer that I have not followed mechanical mods, tube mods in like 3 years.
Yeah.
Of the several that I owned back before I found DNA devices, though,
yeah,
I've never used a mod nicer than a Paps. Like they just exude a quality. As far as a metal tube goes, they exude a quality higher than everybody else's.
So apparently, Mooch says squonking tube mechs are awesome. I think he's confusing electrolytes coming shooting out of a battery into your mouth and face as a squonking tube mech. So
yeah,
probably. So I mean, even
that is the one that's spicy vape.
I should also say that, to my knowledge, and I could be wrong about this, the Paps is probably not for the extreme sub owner.
No, that is true. They do say. Then again, I'm not sure if it's like an actual limitation or just what they say, but they do say there is a bottom limit. I feel like it's like
because the magnets.
Because of the magnets, yeah.
I do not think it's for the extreme sub owner. You know, the guy who
unless you have Manhattan magnets and a stiff ass button like that, like most likely, like your magnet switch is probably has a 0.5 or 0.6 limit.
Yeah,
I am curious. I'm curious about something on the topic of mechs. Because tube mechs specifically made sense when we didn't have mods that could outpower them very easily. But now I don't think there's any tube mech that can outpower a regulated device with shit like the DNA 200.
It's not that it's outpowered, but most people like them because of the simplicity and the size. Because you really can't beat the little tiny tube.
It took me a very long time to get unused to a mech button.
This is my musing, though. This is my thought.
Yeah.
Would we be in the same place in vaping without the mechanical tube mod? Because the mechanical tube mod is very much an advanced device. It's very easy to be unsafe with, and a lot of people have been very stupid and unsafe with them. And when you see a battery go, it's historically been in a mechanical tube mod.
We need the mechanical mod.
Remember, it became unsafe when sub-ohming started.
Yes.
Okay. Because even the batteries didn't have the rating back in the day, but you were at a 1 ohm, 1.5 ohm coil.
Even a 0.8 back then.
I'm not saying it's not unsafe, but your chances, and again, in the hybrids, it was push button, and what was the worst that could happen? Your damn button will get hot.
Yeah.
So
just with all the advances in vaping technology, including to mechanicals with MOSFETs and shit, I just have to wonder if the continued existence of mechs and the entire scene just doesn't continue to spell disaster.
Maybe. I don't think it was necessarily at the onset of the sub-ohm vaping because of sub-ohm. I feel like it was a combination of things, and that includes a lot more people getting into it. It includes hybrid tops with fucking Cleros with movable positive posts. It includes
built at 0.2.
I think inherently because of all the
built out of the shorts.
Regardless of the build, we had a lot of shitty mechs out there, like the K100s, that would dent the fuck out of your positive.
Mm-hmm. Dude, but I'm telling you,
like they were inherently going to be unsafe when they were in enough hands.
Now down here, local, dude, the fucking mechs are blowing up, like off the shelves.
True, there's a big like mech cloud scene.
I mean, it never really died.
No, I'm not.
That's what I mean. Like that. That's what kept the tube thing alive.
Yeah.
I made the analogy in a conversation last night that if somebody really would rather use a rock than a hammer to pound in a nail, more power to them. But
how big is the rock?
Well, the rock says,
whatever he says.
If you smell
something about smelling something.
I don't know. I mean, I myself have considered getting like another tube mech like a few times, but I still haven't. I've thought about getting the Kennedy one.
Are there any 2700 mechs out yet?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I don't
think I've seen it.
I look at those PAPs because I've always appreciated their build quality, so to speak, but I will never, ever use it. Like, I probably wouldn't even use it once to try.
That's my problem with it. Like, I was ready. I had one in my cart, I think 3 times over the last couple of days, just because I was like, I just wanted to have it.
Because the other analogy that I used in comparison regulated mod is with a regulated mod, you basically get, full audio effect. If you go audio, you get full audio effects. So you get like a full, what's the word I'm looking for now? I can't think of it. Damn it. Bass, treble, all that, right?
Huh?
Like bass, treble adjustment, everything.
Yeah, equalizer.
Equalizer. That's the word I'm looking for. You get a full equalizer as opposed to just a volume knob.
Well, I thought the staff of MMM was
change your bills.
I thought the staff of MMM.
Someone say staff?
Yeah, that's an equalizer right there.
There you go. That would be a volume. That's not an equalizer.
This is an equalizer, dude.
Oh, it is. It is an equalizer.
It equalizes your voltage, man.
No, you take that thing and hit somebody over the head. That's a fucking equalizer.
Equalizer like that. I'll agree with that.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, with excessive force.
Yeah.
I just mean that, like, you lose your fine-tuning ability, right? Like, you can't build to necessarily your temperature coefficient the same way because your only real setting is your coil on a mech mod and your battery level.
Yeah.
So you lose so much of that fine-tuning ability in that regard, to me.
Totally.
It depends, because I feel like you could dial in a mech vape the same way you dial in like a regulated vape. It's not the same. It's not going to be the exact same vape, but like I was talking about my parallel build on my Titan, like that is a thing for me. Like,
right.
It's to me like how Sean's 27 gauge build is to him.
But you can't adjust it. That's the thing.
But that's the thing. I compensated for that.
Right. And once you find that build, like you said, like that's your build, and it's going to be good no matter what Titan you
there's just a little more exploring to do.
Yeah.
Or like with the Evade, like that 5-wrap build. The funny thing is, I got a little Cavalier and built a 6-wrap, and it was a huge fucking difference between the 5 and 6. The 5 is where it's at.
Well, and that's what I mean. You just lose so much of that adjustability. Like you lose the ability to build the 1.7 ohm big coil that you want or that you know will vape better because there's no way the mech can power it.
You see what Mooch just said in chat? Allow me to read. One can argue broader flavor profiles due to the drifting power levels during a mech draw.
Staff hand.
I personally love that the flavor.
Sometimes staff hand.
My battery gets weaker.
Yeah,
my favorite thing.
That's not a good thing. It's a thing. It's certainly a thing. But to me,
well, I mean, you could replicate that with like on the Yeehee where you could have the ramp up and then ramp down.
Or every 15 minutes, I could just drop it a watt.
There you go. Don't you do that anyways? I thought you dropped watts all the time.
That could replicate that experience. I just don't know why I would ever want to replicate that experience.
So there's the thing. Anyway, the whole point is I wanted to bring that up because if you are still using and enjoy a mech vape, the PAPS
even though mechs are dumb
is amazing. But mechs are kind of meh.
Yeah. But the PAPS is nicely made.
Yes.
No offense to PAPS, but mechs are dumb.
If I felt like dropping $90-some bucks on one, I would totally do it.
They also have their atomizers and shit too, though.
Some people prefer to have their hands on the tube than in the box, you know?
They have their atomizers on sale too.
Some people want the hand in the cookie jar all the time.
Some people say cucumber sticks better pickled, you know?
Yeah, they do.
Some people say Sean let vaping down.
I did.
You know what they say.
That's true.
What's that, Ahmed?
What do they say?
I don't know.
Some people say I'm tired. This daylight savings time thing sucks.
Daylight savings sucks. It sucks.
With a kid, it sucks even more.
Oh, yeah.
No.
I'm fucking just...
Did you try to explain to her that we've changed time?
No, actually, I sat her in front of the computer and I said,
I love Mexican people.
She replied in Spanish and walked away. I'm like, okay.
There you go.
Explorer.
Yeah. What, Sean?
These came in today.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ship yours out.
Ooh, yeah.
My fucking daughter thinks this is the most amazing thing in the world.
I'm sure she does.
She is your daughter.
Cool for like fine motor controls for her.
Yeah.
For a 1-year-old, it's brilliant.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Hey, what colors did I end up with?
Black and pink.
Okay. Cool.
I had a Kickstarter thing come in today too. Speaking of Kickstarter things,
What'd you get?
I have the Master Dongle.
I was gonna say, is that a leather pack for your package?
Dongle life.
It is the solution to Dongle Life. It's a aluminum encased double USB-C thing that's got freaking.
Do you know what that looks like? You know what that looks like? Do you remember?
It looks like an Apple TV remote.
Dude, do you remember the multi-tap for the Sega Genesis to make it 4-player?
Yeah.
That's what that shit is right there.
Yo, hold that back up, Banksy.
Dude, that thing is not bad because it means that instead of having a shit ton of like little dongles coming out, your MacBook only has to have one tumor.
So hang on, I've seen the exact same thing for the Surface.
Mm-hmm, probably.
It plugs in on the side.
Yeah.
It's built-in harmonica too, so you can play all the Blues Brothers songs.
Oh shit.
This is pretty slick though. I mean, it takes up two. You have 4 on the new MacBook Pros. It takes up 2 of your USB-Cs, but there's one high power USB-C pass-through, and then there's a USB-C input, like SD card, mini SD card, two USBs, normal USBs, and an HDMI. Pretty slick. That should be able to take up, I think, everything. I might need one hub for my mic. I will see.
Well, that's the thing. It turns all your dongles into one tumor.
Turns all my dongles into one dongle that's much more sturdy.
Would you call it the Dongle Magnum?
It is. It is kind of the dongle magnum. I might just start calling it that.
The Dongle Magnum Opus.
So this thing's pretty slick, and they are available. By the way, it's called the Hyperdrive. If you've got a new Mac, woo, you can go buy one. And unlike a lot of the other ones, this one is like $80. So
Well, I was going to say, so your money doesn't hyperdrive out of your wallet that quickly. But that's good. Cool.
I mean, some of those things you can pay a lot of money for.
Speaking of Kickstarter, actually, to the contrary, I found myself watching. Anyone familiar with the YouTuber iDubbbz? He's the one that goes, "Hey, that's pretty good," right?
He's also says he's a retarded.
He has a lot of other coin phrases, but
yeah. Wait, did you get a stamp time on that, Ahmed? Ideal show needs it, please.
Timestamp.
Thank you.
Okay, it's official. He had, I don't know if he still does it. I don't think it's a segment he does anymore. It was called a Crappy Kickstarter, where he just goes and finds various Kickstarters.
Yeah.
You know, the successful ones and the unsuccessful ones. Dude, there's a lot of cringe, dudes. Like half of them half of the Kickstarters he finds are fucking cringeworthy. And he picks them apart in roughly 10 to 12 minutes, and it can be very funny.
I find Kickstarter, like hunting for that kind of stuff, to be hilarious, but I find Patreon to be even better.
Well, worse.
Or Indiegogo.
Indiegogo, they get paid regardless, right?
Yeah. Those two tend to be better. Like people asking for like new carpet and shit for their house.
Like, I think iDubbbz had said it, and I agree with him in one of his videos. Said that like Kickstarter is like the extension, or like the new as seen on TV.
Yeah,
it is. It kind of
it's ridiculous.
The concept of Kickstarter at this point kind of upsets me because, and I mean, Brian, we've talked about this before with the Pebble, but
are you tired of having to vape and you always lose your mod?
It's actually pretty good.
The whole concept of Kickstarter
or where did the super softs go?
You don't have money, launch a product, right?
Right.
Or backing. And what it's turned into is fancy pre-orders for giant companies that have a lot of money.
Yeah.
But that started super early.
It's expedited the boardroom sales pitch.
Oh, yeah. Pebble does the Pebble Watch, early success, right? And they have all this money, and then they go, well, let's just kickstart the Pebble too.
Yeah.
Well, you already have all the money. Your company's already started. Like,
right.
You're past the point of Kickstarter, in my opinion, now.
Yeah. But that started way early in Kickstarter, though. It was something they had to put like in their facts, like very early. Like, this is for this. This is for, this is not supposed to be pre-orders. And they used to rail on that. Like, this is not a pre-order. You're backing companies.
But that's exactly what it is now.
That's what it turned into.
It's turned into a glorified pre-order that lets companies get money and take as much time as they want to deliver, because they do.
Or not deliver.
What would you think? What would you think about doing a pre-order for like an open concept mod that's like, upgradable, and
like you can change the lids and stuff?
Change the lid. You could even change the chips in there, or like maybe you have a lipo in there, and you're like, I want 18650s, and you can do that.
What about if you want to use this 510 or that 510 or
put it on Kickstarter?
Someone should totally do that.
What if you want a box that's this big?
What if you wanted?
I don't know, man. I don't do big boxes.
It's just a weird thing to me because the intentions of the platform are awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's super cool. But it's so heavily abused by companies doing glorified pre-orders, or companies who really already have the money crowdfunding anyway, so they don't have to spend it to make their product.
Right. To risk.
Yeah. They have basically companies, and video games do it, and board games do it. And some of these guys who do it are consistent companies that have been around for 20 years that go, oh, we don't even have to make a risk to put out our next thing.
Yeah.
And
which is funny too, because they've got a big conflict of interest, right? Because they take a cut off the top. So if something makes a crap load of money, they're going to say, no, this is a pre-order. We're not going to take this $1 million. No.
And it works because
I don't like money.
Special bonuses and shit. Like, I kickstart board games and shit because there's pieces and stuff that you can only get on Kickstarter.
Yeah.
I fucking hate doing it for major, like, big game publishers that have no need to use Kickstarter, but you lose access to all that extra content.
What if you back the Pebble 2 and then they ship some of them and then they stop? their company just stops.
Yeah, and then the company closes.
That's like the worst, because that can happen on any Kickstarter, right? But then, that happened to one of these people that was abusing it, and using it as a pre-order, and then they still do that.
Here's the thing, though. What stops anyone who gets on Kickstarter from putting something up there and not shipping it out and keeping all the money? Because it happens all the time.
Nothing.
Right. So what? So you would have to have some kind of class action lawsuit from all the people, and
But
even then, you can't.
It won't go through because the Kickstarter disclaimer is that you're there to back a project, rewards aside.
Okay.
So you're offering money to someone to make their vision.
Give me $1,000, you get a keychain.
I have the perfect one, and I have the perfect guy who always rags on it. If you've never seen Captain Dissolution, you need to go check him out. Dude's got silver paint on his face. He does awesome with videos that get put up online, that go viral, and they're really fake videos. But anyways, he brought up the point about this having your phone on your wrist with using a bracelet. Well, this bracelet, basically, they said there was going to have a Pico projector in it. It was going to project, and all the videos and everything that they've shown basically shows the screen on your arm, and that you could touch it, and your whole phone is there on your screen, the size of the phone.
Mm-hmm.
It's bullshit. They've shown the concepts. They've shown what it ends up being like this big with a box sitting on your wrist, right? Millions. Like, I don't even know how many freaking thousands of dollars these people have gotten from Kickstarter, and even after they've said, it might not work, people are still dumping money in it.
Well, because what they're doing now is they're doing their Kickstarter, they're funding their campaign, and then they're making a secondary Indiegogo or using Backer Kit or whatever to continue to take pre-orders afterward.
Yeah.
So it's not even just the Kickstarter people who get screwed, it's everybody. Like, I've backed shit on Backer Kit late after the Kickstarter closed and get all the perks like a year after the thing's been in development and people are still waiting.
Yeah.
Yep. So be careful where you put your money. That's all.
Yeah.
Don't give any money to Kickstarter that you're not ready to lose.
If you don't want to Kickstarter, just put it back in your butt.
Known developers.
Put it in your butthole.
At least known developers, as much as they shouldn't be using Kickstarter, at leleast you, for the most part, know that you're going to get your shit, unless it's a Pebble.
Developers.
The short of it is, don't give any money to Kickstarter at all unless you're prepared to throw it away.
The short of it is, quit being a fucking little Amazon instant gratification bitch and quit fucking pre-ordering shit.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the thing. Unless you're prepared to chuck that money, don't give it to Kickstarter. Because, like, even with these, right? These came 3 months late. And people are fucking livid about it. It's 3 months. 3 months is nothing in Kickstarter land.
No.
Nothing. Most projects end up with, like, that I've backed have ended up with, like, a fucking 1 year delay. 3 months is nothing. And everybody's flipping out. Oh, they promised in December. They promised that I would have my shit. It's Kickstarter, man. You get no guarantee.
Right.
Be happy that it showed up eventually. Dude,
I don't even remember how long it was before the first Pebble actually came through. I feel like it was over a year.
It was
like 14 months.
We talked about it.
Yeah.
It was.
And I did. I got one for me and my wife, and we waited for like 14 months. You kind of forget about it after a while.
You do, and then it shows up, and you're like, "Oh yeah, I did that thing. That's cool."
Oh, that makes it even better. You're like, "Oh, cool." There's that money I
mail.
spent like a year ago.
By the way, there was something ATL asked at the beginning of the show, and we haven't talked about it yet. The Addy that he's referring to.
Oh yeah,
he's referring to was.
Why the fuck are you bringing up vape shit right now?
Yeah, my bad. So we spent like an hour.
What the fuck is wrong with you, Angsty?
Kyle C. Yeah, coin took forever. I was actually one of the coin backers from back in the original, and then I get the coin, and first of all, everywhere that I use it, people are like, "Yeah, we can't take that." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And they're like, "Oh, it's an actual credit card." Okay, and they run it through the machine, and the fucking coin thing was too thick, so some machines didn't work on like at all.
It's too big.
What was funny about coin was by the time coin finally got here, because I backed it early too.
Yeah,
is there were products out that were way better.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that had the that had an RFID and had the chip built in. And
By the
Point didn't have any of that.
Got there, it was out of date. Like that's a risk with any technology Kickstarter.
Yes.
Yeah.
By the time it gets to you, somebody else has probably already ripped off the idea and made it faster.
Yeah. Hey, those cubes are the perfect example.
Oh yeah,
been clone cubes for
months.
Yeah, dude, they're cloned in the country now. Like people.
there's been clone cubes since before the fidget cube even closed on Kickstarter.
So,
I think what
Sean, do you think if you sit one of those next to the clone, you'll be able to tell a difference?
I think from every picture that I've seen of the clones, absolutely.
Yeah,
Okay.
the Borg see that and they're just gonna be like,
The clones legitimately, most of the ones I've seen, not all of them, but most of them, like the ones you can go on Amazon and get, they look like shit.
Yeah.
The joystick is this high and like they just look like garbage.
so it looks like a nipple coming out of the cube.
And I mean, don't get me wrong, this is a $17 toy. Like this is
Yeah.
definitely $17 worth of quality. I'm not going to say it's like far and above the best plastic thing I know.
Do you feel the set? Do you feel the Shenzhen?
Oh, I totally feel the Shenzhen. But it's not bad for $17. It's nice for $17. And if nothing else, my kid gets a really cool toy that helps with her like fine mobility or fine.
But is it big enough where she's not gonna, freaking die on it?
She won't be able to eat it anyway. It's too big for her to eat. But
Okay.
I'm still going to supervise her when she's playing with it because it is still pretty small.
Well, and there's
Yeah.
small pieces on it too that could break off.
And I don't know if any of the small pieces are.
Well,
gonna
if you'll know she has good teeth if she can bite like pieces off of it.
Danny boy, I always check all my devices for lead paint. You just lick them.
All right, let me answer ATL's question real quick. This is the mod or the Addy rather in question.
Ooh.
Looks pretty cool. It's I thought it was kind of interesting, so I started following it a while back. And this is made by a company called Covet. And I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. And then they were, as many of them were delayed, a few months until they sorted stuff out. And then they started showing pictures, and they shipped out the first batch of the friends and family ones, and they look like that. And if we scroll back and look at the airflow on that versus the airflow on that.
Oh,
something does not look right here.
Right. So basically, and I asked the question today in the group, and somebody very kindly responded, and a couple people said, yeah, that didn't make it into the final version. That was the prototype. I was like, well, the final version, the deck looks nice, but basically that's a Stellar. I mean, it's just a freaking slot cut in the side.
Like every other atomizer.
It's like every other atomizer except this one's $170.
Yo, it's like, you remember if you ever were at like a video game store, you get the Sega Genesis games, they would always do this. They'd have like gameplay, like pictures, like caps on the back cover that weren't in the actual game. Like they were probably from like beta testing or some shit. So there's like parts of the game that they show you on the back cover that aren't even. You're just like,
they're still doing that. The fucking videos that show, the videos that they show now, gameplay ain't even nothing what the game looks like.
So Call of Duty is not just all cutscenes?
Right, exactly. So I mean, I'm still gonna be watching that thing, I guess, and we'll see if something interesting comes out. I that took a lot of the interest away from me. Personally, I didn't, I thought that was one of the more interesting things that it had going on, is it was jacking with airflow coming in, and I thought it might be cool. And now that they took that away, and now it's kind of like, okay, that's a pretty interesting deck and the most boring airflow that we've seen forever. So that is the Rev. I think it's called the Rev Covet. What else was I gonna say? I have another couple things to talk about, Fu, but did you have anything to talk about first? No. Okay.
I had an egg sandwich this morning.
You made sandwiches this morning?
I said I had an egg sandwich this morning.
An egg sandwich, very nice. Mm-hmm. Is it a fried egg sandwich or scrambled like a breakfast burrito style?
Scrambled, yeah.
Nice. Yes, that's right, Motherhead. About the armor's airflow. We covered this a while back. Charlie Noble, which is a company that's made or from, I don't know, a part of Vape Dojo and their family. They have since cut off some of their flavors in order to do their work with our FDA process. So since they're not going to be making them, they released a flavor, just the recipe, just kind of free for people to DIY. They've done it again. Putting a link in the side chat. They have got the Canary Coulis that they have released the recipe for, which I think is really cool of them. So there's the recipe if you're interested in making that yourself.
Think of which flavor that is, because I think that's one of the ones I liked. Oh yeah, that's the melon. I love it.
Yeah, that's the melony one.
I love that melon one.
Oh, now you can make it yourself.
I'm too lazy.
Yeah. Speaking of not vaping news, I saw Logan last weekend.
Oh yeah, me too. We saw within a few hours of each other.
Yeah, we did.
No spoilers.
Yeah, no spoilers. I won't spoil anything for it. I will tell you though, because I kind of wish somebody at least told me so I could prepare my wife. I did not realize that this is basically like the very much an R-rated version of X-Men stuff.
Oh, it's not even X-Men stuff. It's I don't compare it to an X-Men.
It's
movie.
a real primal shit. That's what it is.
I mean, if you watch Deadpool, expect that kind of thing. That's all. That's all. It's definitely a lot more rough, and she was fine in it. But I think it would have been good had I warned her. I was fine.
Well, I think the first word in the whole movie is "fuck."
Yeah, I think so too.
Like right away, right up the front.
I will say this: Patrick Stewart was funny as fuck in Logan.
He was hilarious.
He was fucking hilarious.
It was funny. He was one of the best parts of the movie, no doubt about it.
No spoilers, no penis, no spoilers.
I'll say this: I didn't think too much of it.
Yeah, really? It wasn't. It was fine, right? I didn't hate it. It was fine.
I had an opportunity to go see it again this past Friday with friends in town. Like, it wasn't good enough for me to want to. I didn't want to see it again.
I didn't need to see it again.
I will probably enjoy it a lot.
Yes,
yeah,
I thought it was good.
It was think Deadpool amount of inappropriate and swearing and blood and gore and whatever, but not as funny. Not as funny as Deadpool, but
well, it's not supposed to be as funny.
Right.
I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying I drew the comparison already to Deadpool. So I'm just saying don't expect that much humor. Although there was some funny parts, but it definitely was. It's a little surprising to me. Anyway, so let's talk Narba, shall we? Or do we want to put that off another week?
No, we can talk about it.
Okay. I have had several builds in here, and if you haven't seen it, we shall do a. How about we do?
You should go check the build guide on Facebook.
I think there is going to be like an individual review for this at some point.
Yeah, we probably are going to do a review. So this is the Narta. This is the Narta.
Man, you guys stop talking about the Narta. That's old shit.
But you need to talk about it because it's made by the same people and it's similar. It is similar.
It's
about the same height,
man.
About the same height, but the airflow is way different. So the TA has got more of a Narda style deck with the air tunnels and all that sort of stuff. Then this guy is more like a drifter style. When you pop the cap off, you can see you got like a little nice ramp. It goes right up to your coil. Whoop.
Yeah, you could do some sweet kick flips off of it.
Yeah, you can. And then you get a little fill hole in the back. So we'll go through and do like a full review later, and there's no reason to do that or try to do that here on the Hangout, but I did want to at least show them before we start talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. You wanna kick it off, Sean?
Sure.
I think I went first last week. You can go first this week.
My opinion is not that much different. It is decidedly, to me, even with the very different build deck, a Narmods product, quality and in flavor consistency. And I think, I'm not really a tank user anymore, but it's still a fantastic vape all around. Like, it's just really good.
It is really good. I think it does vape a little differently than the TA, but it's still really
a little bit. But it's still, I guess it still vapes like a NAR product. Like, it's not exactly the same.
Yeah, it's not.
But it still feels like I'm vaping a NAR product, if that makes sense. Like, the flavor is still there. the smoothness, so to speak, is still there. Like, it still does feel like I'm vaping a NAR product.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's really, it's a lot easier to build than a Narda. It's easier to get right. And it's not only is it easy to get right, it's just straight up easier to build because of how the posts are set up in a more traditional sort of, few of them right next to each other in the back. But again, I agree the flavor is top notch. It's not quite as good as the Narda for flavor for Railcracker for me. I think Get Pissed is fantastic in it, which is what I've been running in it since I swapped this out.
I mean,
and
it
washed
generally
out.
tanks well. If it didn't
What's
tank
that?
well, if it didn't tank well, you'd be like, what are you fucking wrong?
Yeah. I will say that the biggest con.
Hold on. To Rob, both the Narta and the Narba are way better than the Nectar, and I was a big Nectar fan for a long time.
Well, except for mouth to lung action.
Yes. But from a direct lung perspective and just from a flavor perspective in general, they're both way better.
Yeah, no, it beats the pants off them for flavor for me, how I like to vape. But the Nectar was really a lot better at mouth lunging. This, not so much. It's not bad. And you can definitely choke the air down on this to get really close. Actually, it's a little bit of a loose mouth lung, but it's not terrible.
Let's try.
Smooth. I got it too hot for a mouth lung.
Oh, you can totally.
Huh?
Unlike the Narta, you can totally comfortably mouth to lung this.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a loose one, but you can definitely do it. And I think I would have to readjust my power and stuff to do it because mouth lung. Every time I try to go back to mouth lung, I have to adjust to it again.
The whistles go woo.
Yeah, boy.
Whistling? Over here.
If you only mouth to lung, the Ta probably wouldn't work for you. This will, though.
This is closer. This will more closely mouth to lung than the TA. That's true. But it's good. It's easy to build. It tastes good. It works well. Its biggest con is the fact that it doesn't squonk.
Danny Boy wants to know who just shit themselves.
Well, and the cap thing that you brought up last week, which is true.
What would be the brown note?
The cap thing.
Oh yeah, the cap thing is a bit of a bummer. It definitely clicked.
Not that I really have that problem in like normal vaping, but
yeah, you throw it in your pocket. You get it kicked off to the side.
Jinx, you owe me. No, never mind. I ain't owing you shit. You got plenty of sodas.
It's very good though.
It is very good. I am enjoying Get Pissed in it. I do find that I have to refill. I don't have to refill, but it starts getting a little warm when it gets down to like about maybe 20% left. Like there's just barely enough to cover the bottom. It's definitely time to refill by then. It does refill very early, and I meant to bring this up a while back, but I wasn't sure if we should or not. We are moving, and by we, I mean Music City and Gaslight are moving bottles. So we still have, let's say we again. Music City still has some of the older style, which are perfectly fine. I actually really like those old nozzles, but the new ones, if you get a new one, they've gone to the chubby gorilla style 30s. It's the same bottles in 30 as we've been using for our 120s for a while. But this style nozzle fills up the Narta and Narba very well because it's a little bit longer and a little bit wider. So it goes right in there. Tony B, that is Mast's brother, is hermano. Just waving. Is there anything else for that? I think that's probably enough out of me.
Yeah, it's awesome. If you can get one, go get one.
Yeah, I mean, this was the first run. I think I had the last one. I had the number 100. I think he did 100 of them, and I don't know when there's going to be more coming out. But you'll probably see them start popping up on the old trade bait sites and whatnot, because I'm sure people got them, and we'll be moving them on. In fact, I know they are because I've seen them go up already. There is another piece of vaping news. So Dr. F or Dr. Farcelinos put out a blog post that I think is relevant. So if you've got your mom or friends of the family, whatever, that start talking about benzene in your vape,
your benzitos.
he rocks down and just rips that to shreds, because as usual, these guys that are finding this garbage in the vape are doing things like vaping Cleros, like CE4s and stuff at 15 to 20 watts at like 5-second pulls too, and they were doing 5-second pulls on a Juul, which for a mouth long is flipping ridiculous. And you get like maybe 2 seconds, and that's going slowly. So anyway, so basically their methodology is terribly flawed, and the e-liquid that they made. Oh my gosh, I need to go ahead and, well, first things first, I need to paste the link. I did paste the link. Okay.
I take 5-second mouthful lungs. I have big billowy cheeks.
I'm sure you must have big billowy cheeks, because that's a long mouthful lung, unless it's super tight. If it's super tight, you can do it. But the Juul is not. The Juul is definitely not. Anyway, so the funny things is that, like if you go through and read that, he said, they were finding, I should just pull up the stupid thing. They were finding this chemical in, e-liquids that you can buy on off the shelf, and they were finding benzoic acid, and they were finding it between 0.02 milligrams per milliliter, between 0.02 and 2. And because they couldn't find enough of the benzene in that, even with their ridiculous testing methods, they started testing with 9 milligram. Like they made their own.
Holy shit!
With 9 milligram benzoic acid milligram per milliliter. Anyway, it's ridiculous. Like the whole thing is just preposterous. So at the very end, his TLDR is benzene formations in e-cigarette. It does not exist, but you can read for yourself in that article.
Yeah.
So don't get too worked up about it. Just tell them they're full of shit. That's what I do. So I'm not really going to talk about the NV Fit very much. I don't remember if we did before, because mine was broken, right?
We didn't talk about it yet because we're waiting for all 4 of them.
Oh, okay. We're waiting for all 4 of us to get them?
I think so. They're supposed to come to all 4 of us.
Okay, that's fine.
At some point. So we haven't talked about them yet. Because I had one, yours was broken. You got your replacement now.
Yeah.
And I don't think I have my other one anymore.
Right.
And Mass and Fu don't have them yet, so we're waiting.
That's fine. We can wait before we do the detailed teardown. The short is, though,
what don't I have?
I kind of like this thing.
I do too. It's good.
NV Fit.
Oh.
For like Siga-like ish.
Yeah, it's closed system pods. The pods are really big. Holds a lot of e-liquid. The battery is significant, and yet it's still pretty diminutive in size.
I still think it's the best closed system I've tried. Personally,
yeah. It's good, and plus this time I've got pods that don't taste like pistachio RY4, which I think is disgusting. So that's nice. So we talked about that. We talked about that. We talked about that. I think that's all I got. Anything, Sean?
No.
Your notes say that you like mods from smelly, hairy Italian dudes.
I do, and I also already did the arm crossing part in my notes earlier, but I'll do it again. We can just like zoom in on me for a minute, crossing my arms and looking stern.
Yeah, because I'm not ready yet. I got to get my images up. So
okay.
So we can start it off by getting controversial. So this image that I am putting up was put at a school, and this is the advertising that they are doing against vaping. Now, the irony here is, if there's any, is that they're using tar, saying that it gets clingy attached to the hand, when vaping is getting you away from that. So they're using that image just, for the wow factor. So
I thought Symbiote Spider-Man started vaping.
Yeah.
Yo, can we Photoshop it so it looks like an ad for like Symbiote Spider-Man started vaping or just picked up vaping?
Maybe everybody can have at it. So
it looks like the Zerg got a hold of it.
Who is it? What's his name? Eddie Brock. Who's Venom? Yeah. There you go.
So there you go. I don't know. What do you think, Sean?
I think it's stupid.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. I mean, it's clearly supposed to be.
Seriously, like who the fuck still uses EVOD 2s?
There's no way. The problem is there's no way around this kind of stuff, and it's going to keep happening.
Yeah, it's
No way to do is you have to ironically vape in front of it and just be like,
yeah. So yeah, there you go. That was
You can't combat the stupidity, so to speak. Not even with science.
if you
Yeah.
want to.
So next, I love that they have a sign on the top right that says, "Please do not take the advert or whatever gets put in here, or deface it." But next one we're going to talk about is this guy took a picture of this one's for Mooch. Took a picture of a local shop and put the image of these batteries. And as you can see in the image, these are the conflict.
Yes.
Hockey stick.
60 amp, 3500 mile. So I'm sure Mooch can take a wild guess and guess what's in those packages.
I have a guess. It's not a 60 amp battery. That's what's in there.
You're damn right. But hey, maybe these are the style batteries that you will need for a mod like this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is from Smoke, and they're testing the waters with a device that offers 110% more crud retention. So when you got your big, fat, nasty hands after eating your cheese fries and you're grabbing this thing and doing what you do with it, you can keep some for later in there.
Hey, Mooch just said those are 20 amp, 3,000 mile rewraps, by the way.
Oh, Jesus.
So it is a conflict of interest.
Yeah. So we'll go back to that. There you go. 20 amp. I wish I could just draw on this right now. But the draw app is oh wait, what? The draw app is working?
It's going away
No.
like next month.
Look at this. It's working. Is it actually? Oh, it's not showing up on the screen.
Yeah.
Damn
No,
it.
it's good.
Yeah, you're Gucci.
Oh, is it? Nice. So there we go.
Maybe not. It's showing up for us, but no, never mind. It just showed up for everybody live. It was the
There
delay.
you go.
Bulls like Michael Jordan.
Bulls.
Wait a minute. It says searching for a
Bulls.
face for me.
It just disappeared. Oh, what the fuck, Google? Get your shit together. Okay. So, anyways, turn this damn thing off. So there you go. Those were your 20 amp batteries. So we'll go back to the mod.
The 80s action mod.
As you can see, you got those vent holes that you can change the color on the LED.
Oh, looks like a Protoss mod.
So there you go. All right, Smoke, you the best. And I'm guessing that the fire switch is up there in the front. So
It's like a reload transformer
yep.
thing.
User on Reddit posted their 99-cent Addy holder,
AKA ice cube tray.
aka ice cube tray with plastic rubber feet. So bought it at a dollar store. Kind of cool, Shit leaks, it'll leak in there, and then you can make ice cubes out of it, and then you can eat it and vape it at the same time. Let's see, what else did I have? I believe that is it for my news. So,
Excellent.
Yep. That's it. I know some people were asking about the. Let me switch back to myself. I know some people were asking about the SX driver update install deal. I honestly have not had a chance to even mess with it. So when I do, hopefully this week, by next week, we'll try to update that. So, but that's all I got. That's it. So now, as we talked about on the beginning of the show, we wanted to show the if you hadn't seen it, I'm sure everybody's seen it, but the video of the newscaster when the kids break in and have at it. So here we go.
Have a good night, everybody.
Peace out.
Bye.
This is the triumph of democracy. Scandals happen all the time. The question is, how do democracies respond to those scandals? And what will it mean for
for the wider region, I think the children's just walked in. I mean, shifting sounds in the region. Do you think relations with the North may change?
Here comes a runaway.
I would be surprised if they
Pimp little.
Get the fuck out of here! What is wrong with you? You want to get your ass whooped? Yeah, you too. I know you want wheels.
Gonna taste the hairy side.
the region.
All right, come on, out you go, Grandpa. Let's go.
He's.
Why is she on her feet? She can't stand.
My favorite part is the wafting map behind him when she slams the door. It's like,
Hang on. Like, she is straight up like.
Yo, that
Look
that
at
face
this
when
shit.
you were wearing boxer briefs under that jacket the whole time.
Yeah. But, yeah. He.
That's no way to treat Grandpa. Pull him by his chair.
Holy shit.
and you hear him screaming.
See, this is when the chloroform should have come out. It's like, shh, go sleep. Go sleep.
Smell this.
All right. Have a good night, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Not everyone.